Welcome to U.S. Immigration TV. What was that sound? It is a sound that so many people are fearing today, especially with the re-election of Donald Trump, the knock on the door. So many people are nervous, anxious, and terrified over the re-election of Trump and his promise to carry out mass deportations. People are afraid of raids by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or we call ICE, in their neighborhoods, workplaces, and even their homes. Now, although Trump stated that he's going to prioritize deporting terrorists, criminals, and others who pose a threat to national security, anyone really without secure immigration status may be subject to enforcement efforts. This includes people who are out of status or were previously ordered deported but have not left yet. In other words, although Trump, with his mass deportations, is prioritizing bad people, anyone and everyone who's out of status could still be at risk. However, even people who are out of status have certain rights, especially when ICE comes knocking at their door. Now, the American Immigration Lawyer Association, or what I call AILA, of which I'm a member, published a flyer on immigrants' rights if ICE visits your home. Your rights include: you do not have to open your door or let ICE officers in your home unless they have a valid search warrant signed by a judge. So you should ask them through the door to show you that search warrant by either slipping it under the door or holding it up to a window so you can see the judge's signature. If the search warrant does not have your correct name and is not signed by a judge, you do not need to open the door. Another point is, if you do decide to speak with the officers, you do not need to open the door. You can speak with them through the door or step outside your house without letting them inside. But remember, and this is important, anything you say can be used against you in a deportation proceeding. And people have a tendency to say things which they think are helpful to their case, but actually comes out as a confession and is used against them. There's this old saying, you have the right to remain silent. Make sure you have the ability to do so. In that regard, yes, you do have the right to remain silent. You are not required to speak with the immigration officer or answer any of their questions, including questions about where you were born or how you entered the U.S. Your rights include the right to remain silent and or the right to refuse to answer their questions. Another right you have is you can refuse to show identity documents that indicate what country you are from, such as a foreign passport, I guess admitting alienage. However, do not show any false documents. Do not lie to the immigration officer, and for heaven's sake, never claim to the officer that you are a U.S. citizen if you are not. This is because false claims to U.S. citizenship are very serious immigration violations for which there is no waiver. So if an immigration officer comes up to you and you say, I'm a citizen, and they find out that you are not, you're basically toast. False claims to citizenship is one of the biggest immigration violations imaginable. But another right you have is the right to speak with an attorney. Even if you do not presently have an immigration attorney, you can tell the officers that you still want to speak with one. And if you already have an attorney and you have a signed G-28 form, that's an attorney representation form, show that to the officer so that he or she can see that you are already represented by an attorney. Another right you have is you can refuse to sign any and all paperwork until you have the opportunity to speak with an attorney. In fact, you shouldn't sign anything before having an attorney review it, because you might be signing a confession or other affidavit where you're basically admitting guilt or deportability without realizing it. And once you sign it, it's very hard to take it back. And if you do sign something without speaking with an attorney, make sure you understand exactly what the document says and means and its effect on your case before signing it. And of course, get a copy of that document once you sign it. Because I know for me, I have clients coming in. I came in, I signed something. Well, where's what you signed? I don't know. I don't have a copy. It's hard to evaluate a person's case, or we have to get a copy from immigration. Now, I understand it will be a very traumatizing time for non-citizens, especially those who are out of status. After all, immigration enforcement and mass deportations were one of the biggest issues Trump campaigned on, and we fully expect him to try to deliver on his promises. We also know from his first term how strict and how tough he was regarding immigration. That's why you should consult with an attorney before that knock on the door, so you are aware of your rights and possible avenues for legalization. And most importantly, you already have an attorney lined up to be there when you need them. For my clients, I have assured them that if they ever encounter immigration officers, they should contact my office immediately so that my office can do whatever we can to fight for and protect them in connection with any enforcement or removal actions. In fact, I do tell my clients that I'm going to be like Michael Jackson's song from the movie Ben, which is, I'll be there. And I will be there for you, those who subscribe to this channel, to provide you with continued information, news, and developments, especially during this time of Trump and his promise for mass deportation. So therefore, don't forget to like, share, and as I said, subscribe to this channel, so we'll be there for you with information. I'm Michael Gurfinkel, and thank you for watching U.S. Immigration TV.